Okay, we're just a little over a week out from the first Democratic debates, and once again, the polls continue to move in fascinating ways. And I want to add something to our analysis today, which are the prediction markets rather than the polls, and I'll explain that in a second. So let's first look at what's happening with the polls. There are now some very clear trends, and these trends date back 6 or 7 weeks. Joe Biden, 6 or 7 weeks ago, hit his high point in polling, averaging about 42% in the Democratic primary polls. And it has been a steady and continued decline for him, dropping initially to about 35, then 34, 33, and further drops over the weekend, now to an average of 32, with one poll as low as 27. So things not looking great for Joe Biden. And early on in Joe Biden's declines, the declines were basically becoming Bernie's gains, but that has leveled out for Bernie. More recently, Joe's declines have been Elizabeth Warren's gains. Remember that she was polling only 4 to 5% at the start of all this and has very slowly but steadily climbed a point or a point and a half per month. And again, spiking this weekend, Elizabeth Warren now averaging 11.2% in all recent polls, a much more solid front runner at this point in time. And then also continuing to make small gains is Pete Buttigieg, now averaging just under 8, close to Elizabeth Warren. And then Kamala Harris keeps fading. She was up to about 13% in February or March, and she's had this slow but steady decline to under 7 now. So the trends that we started observing 6 to 8 weeks ago are continuing. Nothing has reversed them so far. And then this is the point where people have started writing in and saying, but, David, what about instead of looking at polls, look at prediction markets where people bet on who they think will win rather than just saying who they plan to vote for, because those can be more accurate than the actual polls. Well, let's do it. And interestingly enough, the prediction markets look very similar. PredictID.org, predictit.org rather, predictit.org is one, and it has Joe Biden leading, Elizabeth Warren in second place, followed closely by Bernie in third. So that's a flip from the polls where Bernie is second and Warren is third. Then you've got Buttigieg. I mean, these are basically the same numbers as what the polls say. Another prediction market, PredictWise, has it very similar with just a few tweaks. Biden at 29, Warren at 15, Buttigieg 14, Bernie 12, Kamala 11. So again, very similar. By 1 or 2 percentage points, the order is a little bit different. So for everybody who's writing into me saying, David, you've got to stop looking at polls and you need to start looking at the prediction markets, because where the money is tells us way more about what is going to happen than where the polls are. Well, the prediction markets see the numbers relatively similarly. They say that Biden is ahead and that the front runners behind Biden seem to be Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, Buttigieg, Harris, in varying orders. So what I'm more interested in seeing is when the debates start, will we see a reversal in any of these trends? And what we also have to talk about today is another polling issue, which is that a new poll has Bernie Sanders +9 over Donald Trump in a hypothetical matchup and Joe Biden +10 over Donald Trump. I want to talk about that next.